Hey Reader, welcome back to the channel. This is Centaur here, and I am joined by Baby Centaur, who is right over here. He got excited because we got a package in the mail. I'm gonna be honest, I am not typically a mystery box person. I collected trading cards back in the day. That was fun. I love the adrenaline of getting it. It's kind of like gambling, but you can be a little bit careful with the money you're spending. In this case, though, I decided to try out the Bolt Action specific mystery box that was done. What was that, like half a year ago or something like that? Because I was like, well, I actually play Bolt Action, right? I don't want to collect a bunch of stuff and pay a lot of money for games that only I would play because I already do enough of those that my friend group doesn't really play. When they announced that they were doing kind of a themed Axis or Allies mystery box, I was like, well, on the one hand, do I need this? No, not specifically. But at the same time, do I have friends who are looking at getting into the hobby and could use some stuff for pretty cheap that I can collect for them, as you see here, and add to that collection to make it a little easier for them to be able to get into the hobby at a lower price point? Yes. And at that point, I was like, well, then it really doesn't matter what I get in these. If I get something that's Allied created, it's probably going to be plastic. It's probably going to include sprues, all of which is fantastic for low end value. If it's going to be vehicles, it's probably going to be plastic, which a lot of those are actually quite usable in game as well, and pretty iconic sort of stuff. So I was like, even if I don't use these, I can't really lose. And that makes me kind of a perfect person for doing the mystery box. So Baby Centaur and I are going to go ahead and start unpacking the boxes. And we'll show it to you live. I think because it said both of them were delivered and I only got one big massive box, I think they're both in here. So we'll show you guys how that goes, and hopefully I can set this up in a way that doesn't make everybody seasick, and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to give my predictions now of what I expect to see. So first of all, they mentioned that there's going to be some plastic armor. I'm anticipating some sort of German armor, probably Panzer 3, Panzer 4, could even be a Panzer 5 or 6 with like a Panther or a Tiger, just for fun. It'd be cool. Why not? I don't know any of those yet, so why not? It could be interesting. I'm gonna guess either the new German sprue with that Fallschirmjäger or veteran grenadiers, or it could even be the old grenadiers one, depending on whether they want to go like whether they want to be more flexible for mid to late war. Heck, maybe even could be the Blitzkrieg one for early war. Maybe they theme it that way. I don't know. I guess we'll soon find out. I think there's a non-zero chance Axis Box is going to have a Hanomag style half track of some kind, whether that's a Hanomag, whether that is more like a Stummel or an Alta or something like that. I think there's a non-zero chance there's going to be at least one half track in there, which is also cool because I like half tracks. They're fine. And so I think it's going to be something like that on the Axis side. I just don't think there's enough stuff in plastic to do something like IJA or Italy, but hypothetically, maybe there could be. We'll see. For the Allies box, I see it going one of a number of different ways. I don't know that it's going to be Soviet, just because I think while they have enough tanks in plastic and they have enough infantry in plastic, support teams, because they kind of casually mentioned there might be some support teams. We haven't seen a lot of those redone and remastered, and I could see them using that as an opportunity, which, so I don't think we'll see any of those, but that's fine because I have most of the Soviet units I'm ever going to use, so that's fine. I could also see them doing either British or Americans. I think it's going to be one of those two. My gut says maybe Americans just because they've been doing so much recently with that. So I'm going to guess that would include like, maybe an M3 half track because they've had those around for a long time. Those move products, so it works out okay, especially in the new edition. I could see them doing either an M3 or M4 sort of tank of some kind, but we'll see. If they go British, I could see it being more of like, maybe a Cromwell or maybe it's Bren carriers, something like that, do the transport sort of thing, but do it with, with universal carriers because everybody loves those. And since they're Lend-Lease, you can use those all over the place, right? There's multiple armies you can do it with. And that's the thing. I would imagine that for armor, we might see more stuff that's just Lend-Lease related. I'm not going to lie. Even though I own like 3 of them already and I have like 3D print possibilities for an infinite number if I wanted to, I'm kind of hoping for an M3 lead just because I love it. It's my favorite tank and I kind of want it, even though I really don't need another one. I kind of want to. So we'll see. But anyway, with no further ado, we're going to jump in. That's my predictions. I'm going to say it's going to be Germans and Americans with a variety of infantry and armored vehicles. And now we'll see what's up. All right, you ready, buddy? All right, behold the back of Baby Centaur so that he's a little safer on the internet. And then it's okay, buddy. It's okay, buddy. Oh, it's all right. Oh, here, you want to stay on the chair? You want to stay on the chair? Okay, you can stay on the chair. Fine, that's fine. Here, we'll just make it so people can't see your face. Okay, there we go. Gotta be careful of the internet. Internet's full of crazy people. You gotta be careful. Okay. And now here is the box. Also the child. Now you should know that I don't have this computer right now on the most stable of platforms. So be prepared. Yeah, but you want to talk into the microphone? Good job. Just be aware if my son shakes this a lot, it's going to be a wild ride. And I'm really sorry. Okay. Maybe I'll throw up a picture of whatever it is we're looking at if it gets really bad or something like that. But here, okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up the box. Are you ready, son? Yeah, good job. Keep talking to the audience. Keep them interested while I open the box. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing up, it looks like we're starting with some Axis stuff. Oh, I am way off on this whole thing. We have an Italian black shirts army infantry sprue. So this is 30 men. So we got some Italy. So I'm off. This is all wrong so far. But hey, this is part of the fun of the unboxing, right? We got a sweet new brush. It's not actually sweet, but hey, you know, I'm trying to hype this up, man. So let's just roll with it. Okay. And we've got, okay, I am wrong yet again. This is the mix of Axis and Allies. We have a British and Inter-Allied starter army. So this is the British Commandos one that comes with the Cromwell Centaur CS variant tank, if you want it, which is great. Good job, son. Good catch. As well as it looks like the British Royal Commandos option in here. So tons of infantry. You do get like a machine gun team, a mortar team, but there's no artillery option. You're just working with the Centaur tank in there. So kind of fun, exciting. I personally like Centaurs, but then again, I like artillery, so that's not particularly surprising. Yeah, here, you want to hold on to the microphone? We have an M3A1 half track. So we're partially on, I guess, and that means that we are getting a mix, which I guess M3A1, I think, is Lend-Lease. So that's maybe not so surprising, but that would also make an appearance. And a Bren carrier, universal carrier. We love Bren carriers. Here, do you want to hold on to a Bren carrier? There you go. Yeah. Bren carriers are awesome. Show the people. Show the people. Good job, buddy. Well done. Then we've also got, we got a box of US Rangers. I think this is the new sprue. Pretty sure this is the new sprue because it doesn't say Rangers lead the way on the front, which makes me think this is the new Rangers box. I confess I did hold off on buying them when I saw that this box was coming out. So, the plan worked. Love that. And we've got, I should really stack them somewhere else. We've got an M4 Sherman. Not particularly surprising. Sherman is a classic, and you can run it Lend-Lease, so you can run it with a lot of armies. And hey, you know, some people just really love Shermans. So that's good. Get those in there. They can take easily catches fire, which saves you some points, so that's always nice. And then we've got ourselves a 250/1 Hanomag. Not particularly surprising once again. So hey, I guess we did call that one. I got the transports. I got all three of them. I said M3, Universal Carrier, and the Hanomag. What up? Check that out. Go team. We got a Panther. Awesome. Don't own one of these. Have never run one of these. About to review one of these in a future video. So we'll see. I'm probably just going to leave it in the library for my friends in case they really want it. But hey, we talked about it. Could get a big tank, and we did get one. And then there's an Auto Blinda AB41. So an Italian armored car. It's actually a pretty good armored car. I got to fight one of these in a tournament recently. And I won the match, but I'll tell you, this thing was a pain in the butt the whole time. So huge fan of the Auto Blinda. It works out. And I think that's a resin kit. Yeah, it's resin and metal. So hey, you do get some resin and metal stuff. It's not purely plastic. So that's cool. We got the kit for the Car Armato and the Semavente. Not particularly surprising. Again, we got those Italian black shirts, so they're going to include a tank option to go with it. This is a nice kit, both because the M1139 is a pretty good DACA tank from a machine gun firing perspective, but also the Semavente is a pretty decent tank destroyer. So, you know, depending on what you want, you get all the same options in the same thing. The chassis is a bit different, so if you do glue down the top of the chassis, just be aware you won't be able to switch them out between some Avente and Car Armado. But I mean, as far as things go, they're not horrible. So love those. We have, oh yes, okay. We have an Opel Blitz Maltier, which is a truck that you can also turn into a half-track truck if you want to. So that's quite exciting. I confess I have a plan to potentially convert this Opel Blitz into an AA Opel Blitz, just for fun of it. So more on that as we go along, and we'll see where that goes, because I happen to have an extra autocannon around from the Hetzer kit that I own. And then we have the M10 Wolverine, once again, a classic of the Americans. I own an M10 Wolverine. I have the Rubicon. I haven't gotten the Italeri Warlord 1, so we'll see how that one converts. I might also just keep that one in the library, though, because I don't tend to run more than one tank destroyer when I play Americans. But we'll see where that goes. And then the final one, oh, the best for last, a King Tiger. Another unit I will probably never run. But you know, my friends might enjoy this. And this is where maybe it's a good time for us to kind of close the video. My son has now lost all interest in the unboxing and is now purely interested in dropping miniatures into my painting cup. But that's fine. That's okay. They'll be fine. Those aren't painted yet, so it's okay. On the whole, what do I think of this? First of all, this is great variety, Warlord. A+. I am ever so grateful and super grateful that you sent all of this stuff over at such a reduced cost. Now, just be clear, they are not sponsors of the channel. This was not free. I did buy 2 of the mystery boxes, okay? But I do appreciate that it wasn't just like, oh, you know, here's a new box of, I don't know, something that came out, you know, U.S. Rangers, right? We got the U.S. Rangers thing. And then here's here's an M8 Greyhound and an M4 Sherman and an M3 half-track to go with them. And that's the stuff, right? It's a mix. You know, you got U.S. Rangers with some good American armor, but you also have some British stuff, including a carrier. Like it's varied, you know, and I love that. Also, I'm a big fan of being able to get starter armies for cheap. So that if my friends want to jump in early, they can into the game, nice and easy. I love that, you know, you get a mix of very usable, tangible stuff for, for the Germans, but also you get some Italians in there too. So, you know, like it's kind of a bump to multiple armies. And that's fantastic. It does mean I do have to go out and probably go buy the new German set. I was kind of waiting to buy the German veterans, the new veteran grenadiers, just because in case I got them in the unboxing, I didn't want to have to then guarantee that I'm basically handing it off to my friends. But in this case, yeah, I'll definitely go out and go grab that. Should be fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I don't intend to do this kind of content very often for unboxing stuff. I don't order that many cool and interesting things, but I figured at least to give some people online an idea of what might come in the boxes. Now, at least you know. If you like this content, go ahead and check in with us again, but just be aware we aren't going to do this very often. So if you're just here for unboxings, I'm really sorry. And, maybe we'll do a video at some point where we actually open up some of the kits and we kind of show you how to put them together and stuff, because that is sometimes a question for newer players. But on the whole, I think most of this I'm going to hold on to, so that way if my friends want to start out, they can get stuff that they think is iconic and awesome and cool, and they can play with stuff that they really like and be able to buy it at a reduced price than if they were to find it through a local retailer. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great time, and we will check in with you in our next video. Until then, we will see you next time.